My name is Ray Thomas. I'm the chaplain for Gray Dickinson Post, American Legion, Post 59, here in Windsor. Today we're celebrating the Four Chaplains anniversary. It's on February 3rd. It was the 70th anniversary of the sinking of the ship. It was the evening of February 2nd, 1943, and the Dorchester was crowded to capacity, carrying 902 servicemen, merchant seamen, and civilian workers. The ship was formerly a coastal liner and converted into an Army transport. In the convoy of 6 ships, they departed from Newfoundland and bound for the base in Greenland. The captain was aware of the dangerous waters because of the German U-boats prowling in the area. On February 3rd, at 12:55 a.m., a periscope was spotted. An officer aboard the U-boat, after identifying the Dorchester, gave the order to fire the torpedoes. It was the decisive hit below the waterline. The ship's captain gave the order to abandon ship. In less than 27 minutes, the Dorchester would slip beneath the icy waters. All power and radio contact had been knocked out with communications with the other escort ships. 2 of the escort ships had heard the explosion and immediately responded, and they rescued 229 survivors. Aboard the Dorchester, panic and chaos had set in, had killed scores of men, and many more were seriously wounded. Men jumped from the ship into the lifeboats, overcrowding them to the point of capsizing. Through the pandemonium, according to those present, 4 Army chaplains brought hope and despair and light in the darkness. Those chaplains were Lieutenant George L. Fox, a Methodist, Lieutenant Alexander D. Goody, Jewish, Lieutenant John P. Washington, Roman Catholic, and Lieutenant Clark V. Poling, Dutch Reformed Church. Quietly and quickly, the 4 chaplains spread out among the soldiers. There they tried to calm the frightened, tend the wounded, and guide the disoriented toward safety. One witness, Private William B. Bodnar, found himself floating in oil-smeared water, surrounded by dead bodies and debris. I could hear men crying, pleading, and praying. Bednar recalls, I could also hear the chaplains preaching courage. Their voices were the only thing that kept me going. Another sailor, Petty Officer John J. Mahoney, tried to re-enter his cabin, and he was stopped by Rabbi Goody. Mahoney explained that he had forgotten his gloves. Never mind, Goody replied. I have 2 pair. The rabbi gave the petty officer his own gloves. By this time, most of the men were up topside, and the chaplains opened a storage locker and began distributing the life jackets. It was then that engineer Grady Clark witnessed an astonishing sight. When there were no more life jackets in the storage room, the chaplains removed theirs and gave them to the 4 frightened young men. It was the finest thing I'd ever seen or hoped to see this side of heaven, said John Ladd, another survivor who saw the chaplain's selfless act. Ladd's response is understandable. The altruistic action of the 4 chaplains constitutes one of the purest spiritual and ethical acts a person can make. Then giving life jackets, Rabbi Goody did not call out for a Jew, Father Washington did not call out for a Catholic, nor did Reverends Fox and Poling call out for Protestant. They simply gave their life jackets to the next man in line. As the ship went down, survivors in nearby rafts could see the Four Chaplains, arms locked and braced against the slanting deck. Their voices could also be heard offering prayers. Of the 902 men aboard the USAT Dorchester, 672 died, leaving 230 survivors. Valor is a gift, Carl Sandburg once said. Those having it never know for sure whether they have it until the test comes. The Distinguished Service Cross and Purple Heart were awarded posthumously December 19, 1944, to the Four Chaplains and their next of kin. In 1996, a posthumous special medal for heroism was awarded by the President in 1996. So with that, God bless the United States of America.